Greetings, fellow Sturgians. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, episode 69. Broken Shields and Ankles. Let's go free robs.
Troops! Everyone, yeah! Troops! Stay close! Bowmen! Stand up, home! Soldiers! Wedge position! Archers! Infantry! So move!
You look like a named person. No, you're not. Just some Kuzedi horse archers. I almost just accidentally hit that guy trying to reset my swing. There goes Godin. I think he was their captain, their army captain. And you guys want horse armor. Copy that.
Archers! Footmen! Move forward!
Okay. Hi, horsemen. Are you any good? You outnumber me. Come on. I want to see what you're made of. Let's go. You guys are just terrible. Aren't you embarrassed? Why even give you horses? You guys aren't even using them. You should just ride cows or something. Call you the cheese lords. The battle cats. Well, that was a noise. Don't you stab me. Well, there goes that entire cavalry division. I am not sure what this dude is doing. You gonna fight me? Okay, nope, I guess not. Ever played The Sims? I have, yes. Alright, this is dangerous because they're guarding. But, you know, who cares? Hi, sheeple.
Everyone attack!
It's about to get real vicious for you all. Nice circle formation. Good luck with your circle. I see your circle, and I raise you a giant blitz. So it looks like Sturgia is stuck hiring just a bunch of mercenaries. All these Gulam are obviously part of a mercenary party. So they can't even fight their own fights anymore. They're either imprisoned or wounded or hiding in castles. Hi, Alvar. Wow, look at the amount that are fleeing. Oh no, maybe they're just regrouping. No, I think they're fleeing. I mean, I would too. I just killed like 50 of their finest horsemen by myself. Without breaking a sweat. I'm like not even injured. Looks like they respawn deep in the forest. That's an interesting spot for them to be. So I don't think they were fleeing, they were trying to regroup, which was a terrible strategy because it left me to kill like 30 of them in the woods as they tried to move into position. They do have a little bit of an archer line here, or like an infantry line. Let me correct their formation. Will I break 100 on this battle? I am trying my hardest. Now I have to compete with all of my troops, which there are numerous ones. What do you guys think? Break 100? You think 98? Oh, don't do that to me. What I should do is I should just call off my horsemen, put my horsemen in a corner, and farm all the kills for myself. I mean, I won't, but it is tempting. Especially when they get in my way and stop me from swinging. Alright, they have reinforcements over here. I killed, I think, a dude just now by stepping on him with my horse. It's not something you see very often. He only had 4 hit points left, and my horse just took him down. $124! Yeah! 124. So they fielded, what, 550? And I killed maybe a 4th? You guessed 123. You were very close. Robs, you are welcome. He likes me a lot for that. Whoa, they're giving me a lot of troops. I don't have room for these troops. Like, at all, at all, at all? Alright, let's see here. That's prisoners. I guess 1 Varyag veteran for a Varyag? Like, that's all I can do here. Because my troops are so high level. That's a good helmet. That's the same helmet I have, just cracked version, I think. I am now over my inventory capacity, which is ridiculous. It's hard to build up momentum because I have to keep going back to Varcheg to ditch prisoners. I guess I could leave all of the money of those prisoners there, but that seems bad. All right, so we're going to go with Tough Steed. My horse is going to be toughened. And then Chemo, you leveled up in scouting. Definitely forestkin because we live in the forests. What would be easier is if I owned Omor and I could ransom at Omor. So once I get off castle, maybe I aim for Omor. and think about gifting off Varcheg to someone in that case. And Monchug of the Khuzaits just declared war on Sturgia. So Sturgia is now again in a two-front war, and they're probably going to be very eager. Yeah, they want to pay me 4K a day because of this new war declaration. Sorry, but I only take my payment in towns and castles. Am I greedy? Maybe a little. I don't remember my armies being this slow. Dear Lord, is this slow. Moving at 1.4. Don't forget the prisoners to towns before giving them to vassals. True. Alright, so donated troops. I only had 3 to put in here. Oh, not this again. Ugh. Alright, hold on. Yep. They've really made this miserable. How to get carpal tunnel in one easy step. So, I'm going to buy something here. Because they don't have enough money to cover. So I'm trying to find who is the least geared. Maybe Morty. Here, Morty, have some fresh armor. You're welcome. Whoa! I guess it's recruit day. Holy cow, that's a lot of recruits. No thanks. I didn't top chemo back up with troops. I forgot. But I'm sure I can recruit them. Done. And now to recapture. It is nice being left alone by the other kingdoms. I'm not constantly having to defend my own borders. Oh, Raganvad, you're out on your own. That seems dumb. That seems ill-advised. You princeling. I can't really catch him, though. Hey, yo, bye-bye. Just bending the army so I can go slap Raganvad around. Ooh! Roland just created an army. You know what? I'm not touching that. Roland can go be in his own army. That's cool. So Grand Prince Raganvad versus Rathor, the axe-wielding Mega Slayer. I think I know how this fight's going to end. Hey, troops! I got this. Don't worry.
Arrows! Move! Infantry! Move! Troops! Soldier forward!
Are you Raganvad? It's too bad that you can't... There's no chance to, like, murder them by hitting them hard enough. Are you Raganvad? You are! No, no, yeah. Yes? Yes, you are. It's a duel. 150 of you versus 1 of me.
Everyone give him hell!
Look at those arrows. This is why I prioritize archers. Hello, enemy archer. Oh, where are you going? Oh, going to hell, that's why. That was great! Oh! That was fun to watch. Slam! I was wondering where they were going. I got my answer. And the answer was to the early grave. Well, no point in me being in that cluster. He has been recruiting just recruits here, as you can see. They are desperate. It is awesome when the Drew cavalry just all hit at once. A wave of death. And then if you look at the corresponding kill feed on the top right, it's just like dead. I haven't been honing my bow skills nearly as much. That's gonna hit him friendly, isn't it? Oh no, we're done. 0 loss, 0 wounded. Literally, they didn't lay a finger on me. And I have Grand Prince Raganvad now. I like that. Para Overlord, bow skill, bodkin. Sweet. Alright, so we have got... Wow! Alright, Roland just enlisted everybody else other than Fish Piglet into an army. So I won't have the choice to have an army. Oh, but here's Valdem? Vladim. No, Valdem. Are you one? You are the leader of the Skullorada, whatever the name is. So he's a mercenary leader. Maybe I can have him hired. Let's see. No, apparently not. I'll just kill him then.
Troops!
Yeah, I could have a Fish Piglet, you're right. I could have a companion-only army enlisted that is just mounted units to be able to catch.
So follow me!
I would need to not be in a war to be able to sort of set that up, though. Also, I would feel bad parting with all of my elite cav, because I kind of like having them for myself. Don't shoot me. You probably should focus on me. Just saying. Oh, too late. I love when I catch them on the front and backswing, like 2 separate kills, wasting no extra arm movements. It's hard to pull off. I get another level. Yeah, they definitely increased the experience gain. I spent all of last stream basically sitting at level 31, and on this stream, in 2 hours, I've gained 2 levels. Kinda nice. I don't remember reading that in the patch notes, but anecdotally, it is true. I'm leveling up like crazy. Howdy, Omega. Was there even you? Oops. Is that it? Nope. That's it. 0 wounded, 0 dead. Flawless victory. No thanks are necessary, Johnny. I didn't realize Johnny had been captured. So, there is a Drew unit to be added in here. I will take them, even though I'm over capacity, and 7 champions. So this must have been Johnny's troops that just got freed. That makes the most sense. Done. Okay, here we go. Now I can actually call some more in. I don't know what changed. So who to get rid of? I have 186 veteran bowmen. Alright, I think I've been pushing the let's add range to my army a little hard. I need to start putting some spearmen back in the mix. So Omor is defended by 500, Ov Castle by 100. I'll go Ov. I'm really curious to see what Roland ends up doing. Right now, he's gathering near Foreign and not really doing anything. He's just gathering strength. Well, time for me to learn how to be a siege engineer. Oh, and time quest out for the Destroy Raiders back in Revel. I'm never, ever, ever going to be able to do that stuff, huh? And here comes my allies that I asked for. Looks like they went to Omor to recruit. And my engineering skills are flying up. I went from like 1 to 11 already. I have a focus point. How should the point be spent? I don't think I mean, you can vote against me if you want me to spend it in intellect to become the engineer. I can easily hire a companion engineer to handle that, though, if you want. So focus points could be spent for me. Let's see. I could do one-handed or polearm to be able to get more captain and party leader benefits. Crossbow or throwing. That would be vigor or control. In cunning, it doesn't really matter. I could do tactics, so I have more auto-resolve, if you want. So that would be cunning. Leave that up to you. Roland is besieging the castle. You know, Roland, I'm kind of already doing that, buddy. We don't need to. So go. Travel to Mazhadan to defend it. Okay, that works. I don't know why he just checked in with me. He's like, hey, you need help? It's like, no, I definitely don't. I've got it. Okay, this is strange. Here we go. Come on. Hit, like, at least anything? Oh my god. 50 misses in a row. Dinky, we miss you. We miss you, Dinky, like a lot. My siege equipment is defective. Supremely defective. I don't want to fight them with a catapult on the field. I want to knock all their catapults out. I did just level up in here. So non-siege engine build is increased or siege engine build is increased. I'm going to go torsion engines. And it looks like you guys want me to spend points in engineering. So I will do that. I will be our makeshift backup. Terrible, should be fired engineer. Alright, yeah, let's lead an assault now. They don't have any catapults, and I have a better ram.
Go!
I think my plan in this fight is to push a ladder up myself and be first up. It is dangerous, but it's fun. Don't whinny on me. Don't buck me. What's important trying to do this is to be fast, so you can get there before they stack up a giant wall of troops. So that you don't climb in a meat grinder. And Lupo, by the way, thank you for the follow. Yep, they're not here yet. I'll beat them. Stupid walls. Come on in. You keep using those shields, they'll break. Uh-oh. Oh, my troops are climbing. Oh, you should have kept pushing.
You are dead!
You should have kept pushing me. Mistakes have been made. You're giving me space to breathe. I don't want to get hit by that line breaker. Where are my troops? Where are all the dudes that are supposed to be climbing? They push the ladders down and like no one's here. Uh-oh. And I'm knocked out. Alright. Where are you? What are... I don't even know what's going on. No one decided to take ladders. What are you doing? This is not tactics. This is cowardice. Well, I killed 33 of them before I fell. I'll just fast forward. Once the Bannerlord takes out the gate, the battle is a foregone conclusion, as you'll see here. Munch and their lunch. Not a clue why the AI decided to just forget 2/3 of the way into the castle, but it didn't really even matter. Even with me out, we only lost one person. Apparently I'm not important. Off castle's taken. Alright. I'm assuming Roland's going to be able to defend Mazhadan. So I think what I'm going to do is start the siege on Omor. Even though we're evenly numbered, I'm going to get that going. So owner of Ov Castle was Roland. It's going back to the original owner. And or actually no. Yeah, it was Roland. Yeah. Oh, they're piling into Omor. That's obnoxious. Idrin. Yep, you went too. Alright, so Roland is traveling to Tacker Castle to besiege. If that's the case, it looks like Ov Castle's about to get sieged. They're building up forces to head there. So I'll go defend it. Yep, there's the siege camp. It's interesting that they're not an army. It's just a few separate troop units. I've never really seen that before. Oh, I am not nearly as wounded as I thought I would be. I got patched up quick. Oh, they're dead. I like the snowy mist, or the snowdrift kick. And this is another mercenary full of Gulam, which is why they have more cavalry than they normally would. Ooh, that there looks like a vassal. Not you. Out of my way. You look like a... he keeps getting away. You! Yep, you are a vassal. You're a female. Valina. Are there any good camel mounts? Yeah, there's some elite camels that you can buy or get awarded in the tournaments. The issue with them is, and I could be wrong about this because I don't use them very often, but it seems like you're a little bit higher up. So it will reduce the amount of damage dealt to your upper body, but then depending on the length of your weapon, it might actually make it harder for you to land hits on enemies. So it comes with that distinct disadvantage. And because I'm not really worried about footmen taking me out, I want to maximize the amount of damage I do. It would be bad if I was higher up, because it wouldn't let me just cut through the wheat and the chaff like this. Mulab of the Gilman. You make me hungry for Indian dessert. I wonder if anyone gets that reference. I need an elite mule, so I'm lower to the ground. Like a dire wolf? I'll take a dire wolf. Maybe not a mule. I would say the real advantage of camel mounts is like giving the camel mounts to my companions so that I can physically see my allies, because they would definitely stand out, and that way I could aid them if they were surrounded. Ooh, axe to the neck. I did that in the past. I did that in the Sarlin series that I had for YouTube. I think at this point, like, regardless of the houses they belong to, I'm just going to start capturing everybody, because I'm not making a lot of progress in this war if I keep letting them go, being polite. Gulab Juman. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Little fried dough balls. That's what that looks like to me. Roland, what are you doing? So they're just jumping into Omor rather. You didn't make it. And hang on. You are Godin's. Yeah. Surrender or die. I wanted to make sure that they weren't a clan leader that I could talk to. When you catch the vassals out on their own, you can have a conversation to try to recruit them, but she's not the head of her own clan. The camels do need special saddles, which you can only get down south. True. It does make it harder to equip a camel. Hi! Whoa, stop throwing all those axes. Ow! Come on now. It's not necessary. What, are you running from your own fight? No, you aren't. Alright, health's a little low. Those line breakers really do pack quite a wallop if they get the chance to hit you. They might be the strongest in terms of damage, the strongest infantry in the game. In pure damage output. It's not to say that they would win every duel or whatever, because sometimes having shields and stronger armor is better, but in terms of damage output, I think they might be unmatched. The heroic line breakers. My aim's off. Normally I'd be hitting these. Oops. Probably killed that horse. Got him. Well, I am at prisoner max again. I really hope that Roland can make progress. I'm gonna dip back to... Oh, what the heck? The conspiracy is right here in Balgard. That's actually pretty easy to get to. You know what? I'm gonna make a push for Omor. I'm just gonna siege it and hope that even though it's pretty evenly matched, I make progress. Big risk, big reward. They have 9 days of food, I have 73, so worst case scenario, I could always starve them out. Don't think it will come to that, though. So current priority, take Omor. And I'm just praying that Roland actually makes progress, either defending off castle so that we don't lose territory, or capturing Tacker Castle would be nice. Morty, riding. Range damage up while mounted, or... Yeah, let's... Is Morty... Morty is our... No, was it Mino that was the mounted captain? Yeah, Mino's the mounted captain, so it doesn't really matter Morty. So Morty, horse archer. Queerzilla... What did I pick? Discipline? Okay, you get discipline too. Valandia just went to war with Western Empire. So taking a look, Sturgia is at war with Khuzait and me. Northern Empire with Azurai. West Empire is at peace. Britannia with Valandia. Southern Empire with Azurai. So everybody is kind of at war with everybody else, just about. And that means I'm not likely to be the target of war declaration, which is good. I am also out of war horses. Bummer. I don't like that. Hey, Mojo. Thanks for the resub. And thank you for voting in the latest poll, too. Oh, Chemo, you leveled up. Focus point. So Chemo previously was our tradesperson. And I'm going to give Chemo tactics, because when you run a trade caravan, your combat is always auto-resolved. So having more tactics skill helps to keep the trade caravan from losing those auto-resolved fights. Oh, and he was just captured. So if Chemo was just captured, it means that whole of Roland's forces just got smushed, which is not good for the progress heading into Tacker Castle. Oh, Roland. And unfortunately, that means that a considerable amount of us Sturgians just got captured by, or us Yodaving got captured by Sturgia. That's not good. Roland, I believed in you, and apparently I shouldn't have. How long do I have on this plan? 17 days? Ah, it's gonna be tough. The graphics of this fight are a little weird. I don't know if you've seen the... I don't know what's going on there, but I don't like it. It's trippy. Hang on. I lost... Let's see. Maybe I'll just recruit some of you guys. My prisoners are over limit because some people got wounded during the siege. This bug needs to die in a fire. What is going on here? Chemo just escaped. Well, that makes my life a little complicated because I need to make Chemo into a new party leader. So where is Chemo right now? Oops, clan screen. I have no idea where she is. Alright, one battering ram, and we will have all the siege equipment. And I think I'm just going to have to just attack. I don't like the fact that they have ballista up, but they are rebuilding that faster than I can possibly diminish their equipment. So this is going to be a sucky fight. But here we go. Looks like I have railgun catapults. I know. Very strange. So I'm going to rush the walls again. No, I can't, because we have siege towers. Never mind. I'll rush the wall on horseback and try to reduce their numbers with my bow. But this is a roughly evenly matched siege. So I have to limit the damage that I take so that it can be useful later on in the fight. I don't want to get knocked out early. And I think I would... It's hard to shoot the ones using the mounted ballista. But those ballista will do a lot more damage than bowmen. I barely have a line of sight on anyone here. wonder if I can... Seems like it's a hitbox that I can't thread there. It's a wall. When he leans forward to reload, I can get him. There we go. It's a difficult shot. Alright, let's see if I can get this one. Reload, lean forward, and... Oh. The window of opportunity is like... Oh, I got him in the hand. And he's down. And he's down. This is my wall. Alright, they have a new gunner. He might actually be aiming for me. Yep, he's aiming for me. Rude. Whoop, I'm getting pushed. Ow. He shot me in the neck. Luckily, my armor's ridiculously thick. Well, it is officially tower time. I can make Chemo governor and summon him and bring him back into the party. Yeah. Tis wise, my face, tis wise. Syndra, thank you for the resub. Oh, Jesus. The walkway doesn't go anywhere. Is no one taking the tower again? What is going on here?
Die, you bastard!
Use the equipment I built.
Die, you pig! I'll split your skull!
What the hell? Where'd your shields go? Fine. If I have to be a shield breaker, I will break shields. Oh, look, back up. No, don't push me! Oh, you jerks! The problem is, the AI gets priority, so they can just push you out of the way if they want. And that's what they did. They just shoved me. I think my own troops were the ones that shoved me. And you just can't do anything about it. If they want to shove you, they get to shove you. At least now that I'm down, they're actually using the siege tower. So Omor is going to be ours, but that was obnoxious. So 1.8.0, definitely, well, okay, sieges never worked that well, but whoa, this is a huge town. What the? I've never seen troops have to go this far up into the castle. That's neat. So, helping out Jarheim, Erisheim, they were prisoners. And I'll take your spearmen. And that's it. Peace with Sturgia? No way. What's the best way to make gold in 1.8? I'm assuming still smithing, but I don't know. I haven't read the patch notes fully. But smithing has always been broken, so it probably still is. So the other issue is if I sell Varcheg in order to take Omor, all the prisoners in Varcheg are going to go bail. So I might want to do a quick prison swap before the vote for the owner of Omor comes up. So run a prison transfer, I guess is how I'm going to phrase that. Manage town, Kimo. You are now governor. We'll be traveling here and get here in 1 day. I guess there's a travel time now. Omor is a fully developed town, so it doesn't even have projects for you to build. $61,000? Don't mind if I do. Actually, before I do that, is there anything worth equipping? Armor, no. Shields, no. Weapons, no. Okay, yeah, it's all junk. Thank you for tuning in to Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, which originally streamed live on Twitch, August 25th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Adios, my fellow warriors.